Yes, that time is correct. I know. Why am I here at 5:13 on Middlesborough station? Here we are, Middlesborough. Well, here's the answer on these displays around here. LNER very kindly invited me to go on the inaugural run of the Azuma service from Middlesborough to King's Cross. There's kind of a press thing at 6 o'clock, and we'll get to chat to a couple of people. You can see the speakers are set up for that. There's a couple of steel drum players in the main concourse area, and well, I shall probably have a slight nap on the train down to King's Cross.
Yep, John Doughty, Engineering Director, LNER.
Right, so here we are, the first service from Middlesbrough to London for 30 years, yeah?
Yeah, 31 years, very exciting day for us today.
Yeah. And the Azuma now, am I right in saying that's dual powered, so that's why it's possible to do it now, is it?
That's right, indeed, the bi-mode trains, which mean the vast majority of the time operating in electric mode on the electrified network. So on the short bits of the non-electrified network, such as at Middlesbrough, we've got, on the 5 carriages, we've got 3 diesel engines, so that takes us as far as the electrified network, and then automatic power changeover to electric mode.
Excellent stuff, because it's kind of, it's nice to see that these extra little limbs are getting the direct services back, and they are popular. I mean, in the Grand Central service from Bradford, for example, proved incredibly popular, bringing back services to Brighouse and so forth. The Azumas have more or less taken over the LNER services now, haven't they? Replacing the old Class 91s, weren't they? Were introduced by BR, so they were getting a bit aged by then, weren't they?
Yes, yeah, I mean our fleet of HSPs, the diesel HSPs we've got is over 40 years old,
yeah.
And the electric trains are also now about 30 years old. We've still got a few of those, but yeah, the vast majority of the services run by an Azuma train.
Yeah. Excellent, well thanks for speaking to us, cheers then. Thank you.
Thank you.
First direct train service between Middlesbrough and London for over 30 years. Middlesbrough and the wider Sea Valley region of course have an extraordinary transport history which you can read about here at the station, and its railway heritage has not only influenced Britain but also the world. It's the home of the world's first steam haul passenger railway, of course, and Middlesbrough has a proud industrial and engineering past which you can see still today with the iconic landmarks such as the longest working transporter bridge in the world. Fast forward then to 2021, and Middlesbrough has advanced and changed, but not without respecting its unique heritage. The station here, of course, is an absolutely great example of that, with the ornate Gothic frontage still in place, and with the major renovations underway, we're really looking forward to seeing the station return to its previous glory. The first phases of the station renovation have enabled this service to start this morning. I've been asked a couple of times already, why has it taken so long for a new service to launch? And that's because work has been needed at the station to accommodate our new Azuma trains. Further work on the infrastructure here at the station, together with a significant timetable change on the East Coast route, will enable us to launch more services at Middlesbrough in the next few years. But today has taken a huge amount of collaborative working and preparation ahead of today, which of course has been a particular challenge given the impact of COVID-19. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of the organisations involved for their part in delivering improvements so far. And I'd like to take particular credit to the group of politicians from across the political spectrum who have relentlessly supported our ambition and indeed held us to account to ensure that we bring the Azuma to Middlesbrough and Thornaby today. And to the Sea Valley Mayor and Combined Authority, who put in £22.5 million into the overhaul of the station. That investment has enabled the platform to be extended and the other station improvements to be made. Now, setting new standards is part of our DNA at LNER, and our direct train services with the Azuma trains will be truly transformational. The arrival of the Azuma fleet, which was built in the northeast a couple of years ago, has been the biggest improvement on the East Coast route in over a generation. The trains offer great comfort and space, free Wi-Fi on board, so that customers can use their time most effectively. But today we also must talk about the environmental benefits of train travel, and our bi-mode Azuma train will switch from diesel to electric just 19 miles after leaving Middlesborough. So around 220 miles of the 239-mile journey will be run on electric power to minimise the carbon emissions. We're absolutely confident that this service will be a success. We're confident that the introduction of the new service putting Middlesbrough on the London rail map will enhance travel for customers and, most importantly, generate jobs and economic opportunities for the area. To encourage more people to travel by train, I'm delighted that as well as the new services, we're today launching a new family ticket offering savings of up to 48% for those travelling between Middlesbrough, Thornaby and London. I'd like to thank you all once again for joining us this morning to celebrate a new dawn for rail travel for Middlesbrough as we continue the LNER tradition of connecting our great towns and cities and communities. And I'd now like to hand over to our News and Media Manager, Claire Montgomery.
Up on the hill, that's a sure sign that you're nearly there, and the flats look a little bit more smart as you get to the place where well, you could probably buy leads for rental of those flats. But here we are, dropping into real outer London now. The station's ever so far. This is Hornsey, North London Central. That's one of the 717 units. Great Northern had a strange livery, but I'll let that pass. And more units the other side there. The Great Northern units in red. And a Lumo over there, one of the Lumo units, brand new. Someday I may grow used to the garish graphics, but I doubt it. And as you can see, plenty of flyover work. The service has to move to one line from the other line, and it's railway should be everywhere, I suppose, really, but aren't. And, there we go, another unit rocketing past. So we swing along, going to the next station. Haringey, with the line disappearing up there mysteriously. Creating a chord to the line beneath. I can never remember whether there's so many lines around here, I can't remember which is which, but certain connections to the North London line used to be around here somewhere. And heading to Finsbury Park, of course. I always rather envied the people living in the houses overlooking the road. I'm sure for them it's a downside, but there you go. Free Julian Assange sign hanging from somebody's wall to Finsbury Park. The 92 unit, by the way. These final strokes, you can see the post office tower ahead now, well I can. Very briefly between the buildings and the shrub-like trees.
Yeah, no bother.
Thames Link train right up there. Climbing up. For a railway, certainly a very steep gradient. There's the building work. Yeah, little lively than north. This is probably gasworks. I'm terrible at knowing which is. That might mean Haringey Tugmore. No, I don't know. But we're certainly just about to come in now. I always felt that you were entering London as you came out the tunnel suddenly. Hanover in London. Splendid journey down with LNER. Thanks for their hospitality with the drinks and the food. And sea light, and here we are, merging at King's Cross, and where the old diesel depot used to be. New platforms and a huge, great new building. In we come with the Grand Central train, and an Azuma, and a 92. Still King's Cross, albeit upgraded with new parts. It's still King's Cross as you always remember it, with a lovely big train shed based, I believe, on the stables in Vienna. Look it up. As we draw to halt exactly at 10:20 on the station clock. That's our journey on the first through service for years from Middlesborough to London. Here we are in St Pancras. While we're down here, how interesting to see a Eurostar unit with destination of Amsterdam. I mean, that's That's quite weird, isn't it, really, after years of us being an insular little island. There's a train that'll take you to Amsterdam. Or will it? I'm not completely certain whether we have an Amsterdam service. I thought they were just French. But anyway, there we are, the Eurostar units there. And there's the magnificent roof of St Pancras. Of course, there's an underbit now, and I think that underbit was formerly the old goods platforms, or the unloading warehouse shed type thing. Let's just come round the corner here. Yeah, you can see the other platforms there. It's the various units. Sheffield, Corby, Nottingham. They seem to be the destinations. As I remember, East Midlands now has HSTs as one of its primary units. There we go. Just a quick glance at St Pancras. Well, while we're here in London, let's look at some of the road transport as well. Lots of normal everyday things, including a rather loud cherry picker, but there's a rather, well, let's be honest, it's a rather tasteless bit of sportery there, isn't it? It's yes, there's a beautifully restored Morris 1000 convertible there, though that's more like it, isn't it? Now let's look at the buses. There we go. At least they have the iconic London Transport thing on them, the circle and the Costa Road. There is one of the, well, I mean, they're route masters, but they're not route masters. I mean, they're a bus with a rear area, but they're not really route masters. I mean, I don't know, a Johnson vanity project, shall we say. There we are, at Bow Church. Fuel entrance is pretty much the norm, really, here in London. So a quick glance up at St Pancras. Still a magnificent building. Still unbelievable they considered demolishing it at one point. But there we go, there it is. And let's have a look. You see, there's a constant stream of buses. Even in Bradford, you don't see this many buses, even around the interchange, since they deregulated the bus services. But when we use the road, as you probably gathered being outside St Pancras, with King's Cross a little further up there, and just cyclists as well, cycling away in the middle of the lane, and the route master sitting up there heading for Archway, which literally is an archway. Well, here we are back in Gristhorpe in December 21, although you're not going to see this till next year, and I think as far as we can work out today is the last run of the tanker train which removes the leaf mulch from the lines, headed by 237s in classic liveries. But I think we're going to have the service train down to Hull will be through first. Still very envious of the residents of the former Gristhorpe station. How I would love the pleasure of living there. Could do with a bit of tarting up, but still a magnificently sweet little building, and the windows opening right onto the platform. I mean, I think I would ask if it would be okay to put flowers and a sign back up again, but yeah, there's me. As you can see, the signal's clear. 7/4 signals. I mean, there's a lot of old style railway operation here. The signals are, of course, semaphore, and the crossing gates are manually open. Here it comes anyway. Here comes the Hull train, and the signalman gets out, and here's a signalman, I have to say, opens it up. Anyway, here comes the Hull train with one of the in inverted commas new DMUs that started on this line. Here they come. 170. So here we are, signals off again. So this should be the final leaf mulching train of the year on this line. I don't know about other lines, but certainly on this line in December. It's considered that most of the leaves that's going to fall have fallen now. As you can see, the semaphore signal is off once again. The gates have just been closed, so she's due. She was due off Scarborough at 12:08 and off Seamer at 12:15. So Gristhorpe's a few moments later. So it's basically following the service train that we've just seen going down to Hull, and then Sheffield. I have to say, all the services are going out of Sheffield from here, apart from one a day that heads up to York via Selby, strangely. So here we are, tilting my ear across the flatlands to try and catch first sound of the 37s. Really very much looking forward to seeing them come past, because it's so rare you get locomotive hauled services on well, not just this line, but on a lot of lines now. Really, it's definitely the exception rather than the rule to see a locomotive hauled train outside of the heritage areas. I still think of it as the preserved area, but it's now the heritage railway field, isn't it? So there we are. It's also interesting to see that the rather nice support on what I can never remember. It's the down platform on this line. The line heading towards London, I suppose. So I suppose it is the up platform. But yeah, it's a beautiful platform with a very steep end on it. I think that's probably been changed over the years when they put in this sort of brick-built signal control thing that's there. Watching is it a dog? There's a dog. I hear the sound of what I'm pretty certain is a 37. It's funny, actually, my house is in earshot of this line, and I can go, oh look, the 37s have just gone past, because you can tell that roar, and here they come. I'm going to shut up now so you can watch these magnificent survivors of the 50s come flying through.